Hey, it's Soul. This is Casual Gold. Last week I told you folks that I was going to do full-on calculations of the yield of Dreamleaf. I have a certain kind of spreadsheet that I use, pretty powerful spreadsheet that lets me just pretty much, well, let me go ahead and show you guys. Let me pull this up. I use a spreadsheet like this to kind of calculate just exactly how much I should be selling glyphs for, as well as tomes and Vantis runes and whatnot. But more importantly, I show whether or not it's worth buying Dreamleaf based on how much Dreamleaf is versus the current average yields. And I went back and I did a whole bunch of calculations here and there to determine that. And I didn't want to reveal this to folks. I revealed it to folks, but I didn't want to release it to anyone, mostly in fear that, hey, I don't know if this data is out of date, because I did this, many, many months ago, not too long after Legion came out. So today, I wanted to pretty much walk you folks through how I'm going to create a new sheet, and actually I already did right here. And this version of the sheet I am going to release to the public. Now, what you're seeing here on screen, it might go out of date, or it might look different when you actually look at it, but I'm going to provide a link below. You're going to be able to save this sheet for yourself, or you can just kind of share it with what I have, because I'll be updating it every now and then. Just don't pay attention to the prices. Just use the sheet and plug in the prices on your own. So let me just walk you through this really quick. Right now you see this little hashtag divio, or basically an error message, because I have no data in this new sheet. But just kind of a walkthrough as an example. All you got to do is it's very simple directions. All you got to do is plug in the average price of materials. So let's put in some pretend values. We'll say rosate's like 5 gold, sallow is 100, Line is 1, and this doesn't really matter at the moment, but we'll just say that Dreamleaf is 10 gold a pop. So you can see right here, at least with regards to glyphs here, and Tranquil Mind and Vantis runes, we have values that you put in, and these factor in the auction house cut, the 5% that the auction house takes from you every time you sell something. So you can easily just plug these values in right here. Personally, I like using this a lot better than using like DB market pricing. Basically pricing based on TSM average market prices, because you have full control over what you're seeing. You can make the call. You can decide, hey, this is just how much I want to sell my stuff for. Of course, if you don't have, if that's not important to you, and you just want to use DP market, and you want to use this as a reference guide, hey, cool stuff. The bulk of this, though, is the bulk of the work that you'll be seeing today. It comes from this Dreamleaf tool. Right now, I'll go to this other part of the sheet. This is all blank data based on the yield that you get from Dreamleaf and Nightmare Pod. We have nothing yet. Even if we were to put in, well, we can put in fake data in a little bit. But basically, once we have the data in here, and I'm going to be doing all the work here. You guys don't have to do any of the work. You're going to see values here, and it's going to be pretty important. So just pretending, let's pretend that everything yields 10 of everything, which is kind of crazy, because opening 1 Nightmare Pod gives you 10 Nightmare Pods. This is probably going to give us some whack-ass data. But if we go back here, we can see that a stack of Dreamleaf is worth 1.1 million gold, which it's not, but pretend values. A single herb is worth 6 grand, and is Dreamleaf worth buying? Yes. And this yes or no question is based on the pricing that we put in here. So let's pretend this Dreamleaf was worth 10,000 per herb. Then it's going to say no. You know what? I'm going to say Dreamleaf single item. It's probably a good idea. So Dreamleaf for a single item, you want to put that kind of pricing there. So this is a hopefully pretty easy and intuitive tool that you folks can refer to, but the bulk of the work comes from this data. And well, let me knock these out right now. So what I'm going to do today on screen, much to my displeasure, let me back. I guess I could kind of move this out of the way for now. I have a lot of Dreamleaf. I have 100 stacks of yeah, I have 100 stacks. No, I have more than 100 stacks of Dreamleaf. I have a lot of Dreamleaf. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through each and every stack. I'm going to, well, you know, I'll do that right now. I'm going to, well, I'll leave this stuff in the bank. I just kind of wanted to show that off to you guys. I'm going to go, let's just change this to default. Dreamleaf, 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 Dreamleaf. Okay, so we're going to do 10 casts of Dreamleaf right now. And this is very important. It's so important. I moved all my rosate off of this character and onto and over to Soul Machine. I just threw them away wherever. So I'm going to mill this stuff, and I'm going to take this data and I'm just going to plug it into the spreadsheet. So we have 84 rosate from here. We got 8 sallow. We have 10 Saroline scenes, and we have 3 nightmare pods. Not bad. So I mean, just having this alone, that gives us a, you know, that doesn't give us any data because it's incomplete. So let's actually open up one nightmare pod. I should be waiting on this, but oh well, I'll just do this right now. And I already forgot what numbers I had. So from that nightmare pod, I got looks like 3 sallow and 2 rosate. So I think I'll need to drag the sheet back over again. I guess I'll put that here for now for visual. So we have 3 sallow and 2 rosate and none of that stuff. So let's take a glance here at the front facing value. Okay, so cool. We have so we have some values, and based on this, Dreamleaf is worth buying. Here on the sheet though, we also have kind of the back end calculations as well. This will give me basically what I got the total. I take the average, and from the average I multiply that by the market pricing, and then I get these kinds of values. The tricky part was nightmare pods, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be adjusting this calculation in case I'm wrong. So please correct me if you see anything that's wrong with this. But basically, from a nightmare pod, you know, these are the totals that I have, as well as the average yield, and the market value. But the thing is, nightmare pods can give you more nightmare pods. So what I have here, this might be, these calculations are a bit tough for me to even kind of explain. But what I wanted to do was take the values here, and multiply it by the yield of nightmare pods, which right now is 0. You know, there's a 0 value. So if I were to say that there was like 1, a value of 1 to this. This will give me this certain price based on everything that I add here, but that's not exactly the total yield that you get from a nightmare pod, because again, you might get a nightmare pod from a nightmare pod. So here I kind of multiply this number onto itself. So I take everything. So I basically add everything here, but I multiply nightmare pods into itself in case there is I screwed up. In case there is an extra nightmare pod that I get. So that's how I get the values from here. And I know it seems like it's kind of a big difference as opposed to the earlier calculation, because before I didn't factor this in at all. But it actually didn't translate into much. Like I got a couple more silver out of it by adding in this calculation. So I got a few more silver per herb. It wasn't a huge impact. So at least right now the math seems sound. But if not, hey, definitely help me out there, and I don't want to screw this up. So anyway, I'm going to be doing this for a while, and I'm going to time lapse it, of course, for your guys' benefit. So yeah, this is going to take a while. So just bear with me and enjoy the show. Whew, all right, so that was 100 stacks of Dreamleaf, 20,000. God damn. So let's see what the totals are so far. I'm gonna ignore some of these numbers right now, but looks like we had a total of 8,393 rosate, 882 sallow, 756 Saroline, and 377 nightmare pods. I'm going to take a look at the old sheet here, and I just want to kind of compare what we had before. So before we had these numbers, let me try to eyeball it right now. Okay, so it was 83.8 before. Right now we're looking pretty pretty close. This one's at almost 84. Rosate, that was at, I'm sorry, Sallow, that was at 8.725, and this is 8.82. That's gone up by a little bit. Line seeds, that was around 8. This is a little bit under, so it's gone down a little bit. And Nightmare Pods were about at 3.9, and unfortunately Nightmare Pods have dipped a little bit to 3.7 per stack of Dreamleaf. So let's move on. Let's move on and do 100 Nightmare Pods. This is going to be a bit more of a pain in the ass to count because, well, one, because of that. Also because Nightmare Pods can spawn onto itself. I'll have to actually look at the chat log just to make sure whether or not a Nightmare Pod was created in this process. So back to work. 99 Nightmare Pods. Let's go. We have numbers. We finally have numbers. So Dreamleaf yields basically 2,500 gold. Let's take a look at this front-facing value, and let's go over to Dow on this end really quick. Make sure everything is visible on screen. All right, cool. So everything's, for the most part, visible. All right. So far, we're looking at 12 gold, 12.59 gold for a single herb. But let's take a look at the market and see how we're doing. If we're not looking as cool, then might be having a problem, and I may not be able to buy Dreamleaf. But of course I did just mill like 100 stacks, so I think I'm good on supplies, having thousands and thousands of different kinds of materials to work with. So let's take a look. So what are some of these values? So there's actually a lot of sallow pigment. Per. So it was 2.75 there. The previous average was 0.89. So that's gone up by quite a bit. So I'm glad that updated the sheet. Huh. All right. Yeah, we're seeing some. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some different values here. Yeah, because Rosate, it was much higher before. And now, so Rosate got nerfed. Rosate was nerfed. Sallow pigment was buffed considerably. Line seed was also nerfed, and Nightmare Pods were definitely nerfed. So that's not still. I think it kind of evens itself out with the bumps, with some of the bumps here. With sallow, at least, if that's even of great value. So anyway, so let's take a look at these prices and just kind of eyeball the pricing here. Let's see. Closest thing to a decent stack is 9 gold. So we'll go with 9 gold for Dreamleaf. Sallow pigment, we're looking at, let's see, 85, 75. Oh, 89. I'm sorry, 89. Oh, did I screw up? And did I not look at the right thing? So 9.5. Sorry. 9.5 on Dreamleaf. For Sallow, we're looking at, let's go with 90 for Sallow pigment. And Line. Oh, your line's gone up by a little bit. 1.5 for your line. Whoop-de-doo. And then finally, Rosate pigments, which has, oh wow, it's gone up quite a bit. Remember how last week I said it was like, oh, it's at 5 gold. Not anymore. Gotta love that volatile market, right? So we'll go with 12.3 for Rosate pigment. So based on the pricing that we're seeing, with the Dreamleaf going for approximately 9.5 gold per single item. As you can see on the sheet, the value of Dreamleaf right now, we're valuing it at 15 gold for 1 herb. So should I buy Dreamleaf? Yes, if I need to, or I could just kind of try to resell these back into the market, if I wanted to. So that's something, that's what the tool's for. You could either use it to make glyphs, you could either use it to resell materials back on the market, depending, of course, on the kind of traffic that your market has for materials. I myself very, very sparingly sell materials. I burn through like everything. I haven't done a full scan of my inventory yet, but just kind of at a glance, let's see, what does this thing want me to make? This thing wants me to make 117 glyphs of varying types. Not too many, but I actually haven't even logged on. This is my first time back home. I haven't even logged on to Soul Machine in a couple of days from this computer, so these counts are probably going to be off. But yeah, this is the tool, guys. All you got to do, like I said, plug in the values. You get these numbers here. Don't even worry about this stuff here on the back end, unless you are curious about these calculations, or you have questions or comments or concerns about them. I'd be happy to talk with folks about it. But otherwise, I'm gonna maybe clean this thing up a little bit more, and I will make this public, and I will provide a link to this sheet below. And this sheet's going to be for the most part updated. It's going to be the sheet that I probably use myself. You won't be able to input anything though. You're only going to see my values, so don't trust them. Don't trust them at all, because I update the prices on my own time. Just save the sheet for yourself, put it on Google Docs or whatever software that this thing will work with, and use it for yourself, and just check back every now and then to see if there was an update to it. Maybe I'll put like a date update thing here on the side for reference. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully, again, this tool will be helpful for you. I'm actually happy to. I'm pretty happy to make it and provide this thing for the community to make sure that everyone is making decent gold in their market, in their auction house, with regards to glyphs. So that's it from me, folks. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time whenever I'm able to produce another episode of Casual Gold. And stay breezy.